What is up, guys? Welcome back to Tennessee Disc Golf. We are here with round 2, front 9 of the Scenic City Open, sponsored by Chick-fil-A and Gravity Disc Golf. We are here at the Narrows, completely different from Happy Valley. Super tough, super wooded track. Here at the same property at the Sinks, kind of wraps around. And so it's going to be real fun. I'm Aidan Scott, and I got
Idris Garcia. Really excited to see the Narrows on camera. Awesome, tough, tight wooded course here in Chattanooga. Dylan Wooten out in front with an 8 down. Great shooting out there at Happy Valley. He's going to be chased down by 3 others here on the card. First off, Joey Lutz, not the guy I would want chasing me down anywhere near this property. Helped design the Narrows, plays it well, plays the Sinks well. Been around Chattanooga for a long time.
Then you got young gun Will Parris. He can dissect this course, especially when he's making those putts. He's pretty scary to have on your tail as well. And then last up, we got my boy Rhys. He can get on one, especially when he's hitting his lines. A lot of backhand sidearms. He's got a pretty well-rounded game. Gonna be fun to watch him on film.
Hole number 1 getting us started here. Par 3, 183 feet. It's a short hole to start us off, but it is a tight gap all the way down until you get to that green. And you got to land it pretty soft or you're easily going by it.
Yeah, this course tricks you. You walk in and you see 18's real short, and then hole 1 is real short. And then as soon as you play hole 1, it just switches full 180 on you. Okay, what is going on?
Quick stretch there from Rhys. Dylan leading us off with the sidearm. This is definitely the play I like here. Nice little touch sidearm.
Sawed it off a tiny bit, but oof. Good stick
there at the end.
Good confidence shot to start the round. This gap is pretty tight, and you can, especially first hole, I mean, nerves are definitely high. You can miss this gap easy.
Oh, yeah, it's so easy just to...
I mean, look at that. Also sawing it off. Usually you'd ideally like to go around the left side of that first tree in the fairway, but as long as you miss the few coming in, you can get sneaky.
Let's see if Will can hit the line.
There's a pure shot. There's a pure shot. Absolutely perfect. Little long, but that was the pure shot right there, right down the gut. Never a chance of hitting a tree. Last we got Rhys. Only one going with a run up here. Little zone sidearm. Again, just pure. Right through the gap.
Ooh. Light Anheuser out of the hand.
After Coltin there.
Yeah, kept it a little straight there.
Yeah, a little hot. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky putt, it looks like. See a little bit of the foliage. Yeah, having to go to the straddle stance. But connects dead center, and we're starting it off already.
Nice cam. Hole 1.
First hole.
Great putt there from Rhys.
There's 1.
That's a great way to start your round. Just get over the nerves really quickly on the green and start building that confidence right away.
Yeah, and any birdie out here is a good one to get. Looks like we might have a little star frame here. As long as I don't jinx anybody. Okay.
He almost jinxed Dylan, but he's in there.
Yeah.
He's got his birdie. Joey the closest out of the bunch. He'll just be tapping in. And it is a star frame. Starting us off, everybody.
Couple good drives, couple good putts, but definitely a good way to start the round. Going into hole 2, par 4, 542. Pretty strong bend to the right at the beginning. Most people are going to go with a sidearm off the tee here, especially knowing the guys on our card. You want to land in the landing zone right about here, and then from there, depending on how far right or left you land, it can be a really tricky shot to make this corner. Really hard hole, a lot of scoring separation. Ideally, you have a little backhand come in here and hyzer right before that corner and skip up there and give yourself a putt, but there's a whole lot of greenery in between you and the basket here.
Yeah, it instantly gets harder after that short hole 1.
I like this shot. Give it a good bit of height, allow it to move back right, and I mean, that's pretty much perfect. That is how you want to play the tee shot, and yet he could still take a double bogey from there because this hole is super hard.
Yeah, that second shot just so touchy, such a hard shot shape to execute.
Joey going a little bit lower, a little bit slower of a disc, not pushing it as far forward, but not quite getting back right enough, although he is on the edge there enough that he might be able to work something up there for a long putt.
You definitely want to have a little bit more height on that one. See if Will can correct. He does, leaving it a little bit higher, giving it more time to drift back to the right. Over there with Rhys, or Dylan, I should.
Yeah, everybody landing pretty close. I mean, there's only about a 5-foot difference in between Will and Joey, or Will and Dylan, but Joey is just a few feet away as well and slightly out of position. Definitely a small landing zone.
Man, he walks away. And tough reaction there off the ground. He'll be on top of Joey's desk, I think.
Look at that.
They're playing doubles.
Yeah, and as you can see, I mean, it's going to be really hard to access the green from there. And if you get too aggressive, it can bite you. Even from these pretty good drives. As you see there, Dylan just letting it go a little early and bad balance. It's going to be rough in there. Definitely not where you want to be. Joey throwing the berg, probably just laying up to the corner.
Yeah, that's honestly not a bad spot to be over there. I feel like it forces you to play safe, forces you to kind of keep yourself in the fairway with an easy flex. And
yeah, this hole has a lot of teeth, so escaping with a par here, even if you throw a perfect drive that could get you a birdie, taking a par is not bad.
Good shot there.
Yeah, Rhys giving himself a bit of a long look.
Yeah, just a straight look at the basket from there.
Let's see if Will can get up there for a birdie look. Oh.
And he saws it off into that left rough as well.
Yeah, just didn't quite hit the timing correctly on that one a little bit early. And start the tomahawk counter because there's going to be a lot out here.
And that's pretty much all you have once you go off into that left side. You're just trying to get up over all that stuff and into that big open area.
And now we got a thumber. Oh, a little strong. It was not a great bounce either. He's going to have a pretty tricky putt in the foliage over there, but pretty good line nonetheless. You kind of just got to take what you get with spots like that.
Looks like Will didn't quite get all the way out on his first shot.
Oh no, it looks like he is just chopping his way through the forest. He is not having a good time in there.
And this is kind of where those safe shots leave you. You just pitch up to that corner.
What a kiss.
And you have a easy look at the basket. Just pitch it up there, grab your par, and get out of there.
Our one birdie look. See if Rhys can connect. Pretty tricky stance. Got a couple of trees and branches in his way. He ran it.
Yeah, he gave it a chance. So he'll have a tester coming back early in the round.
I like the commitment. He's here to play. Yeah, and as you can see, like I said, I mean, just whole bunch of greenery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Little stance check there for Dylan. Everyone says he's good. Clear to putt.
Oh, I think they were. He was asking if he was outside, trying to get the step and just push it through that bush. But
good committed run.
Yeah, I like to see that. And nobody came here to lay up. They came here to play. And Rhys making it count, making the comebacker. Good way to start. 2 good putts in the first 2 holes.
Yeah, you're going to need it out here. Just so many tricky spots that you can land in. Dylan picking up the unfortunate bogey there. Drops the stroke. Back to all these guys. Except for Will, who was in the woods for a little bit and pick up the double, unfortunately. Joey picking up the par there on hole 2, and we've got a tie at the top here. Rhys just one stroke back. It's going to be a battle all the way through as we move into hole number 3. Par 4, 501 feet. There are technically 2 alternate gaps you can take. You can lay up short right here and pitch over.
Oh, the double flight cam.
Nice. Look at the drone work. Or you can just keep pitching straight forward and take this gap that you're seeing on the right side. I would say most of these guys prefer that long gap.
Yeah, the short gap is a super small landing zone, but there is not much risk. And if you mess it up, you can just pitch up and it's a pretty easy shot. The long gap can get you in a little bit of trouble, but it's a much bigger gap to land in and a much easier upshot in from that gap.
So Joey, kind of landing in between the 2, not quite picking one.
Yeah, just a little low. Similar with the shot for Rhys. That needs to go. Oh, and what a skip.
Yeah, beautifully done. Gets that into that long gap, and
that's perfect.
Nice hyzer from there.
Without that skip, you have no chance at birdie.
Dylan, not sure if he was maybe trying to hyzer into that short gap or just a bit of an early release.
Another great reaction. I mean, you catch that tree, kick into the bushes. I mean, who knows what you're taking from there. And Will go with the sidearm. I think he might be going up that short gap we're talking about.
He is, and it is a small landing zone. I tend to like it because if you miss that one, you can still go.
Yeah, as you see here, Will, I mean, probably less than 20 feet short of the gap, but has to pitch like 5 feet. But then from there, I mean, it's a stock up shot, probably only about 200 feet.
Looking down that narrow corridor, the mistake here is just to leave it too straight and
oh no,
as he does here, and just
not the mess up you want to have. I feel like the short gap is a lot harder to birdie, but definitely takes bogey a lot more out of play, and he is still looking at a bogey, but long putt.
Interesting shot here from Dylan, trying to go with a camera angle.
Huge tomahawk.
Great camera work out here from our guys, Coltin and Oliver. Burkett just bringing us some great coverage.
Fortunate to fall in the left side gap there, but it's a doable shot, but definitely getting aggressive. So is Joey. They said, hey, I came here to play. I'm not laying up.
I've seen this hole played a lot and never seen either of those shots.
Yeah.
So right in the fairway.
Sounds like that fell down in the fairway, but yeah, definitely missed the height on that shot, but looks like he did not get punished for it. And Rhys, the one solid drive, looks like he pushed it a little too straight, and he is going to have a tricky putt from over there.
And this course just forces you to execute over and over again. Whoever told Joey he was in the fairway was lying.
Laying down the forehand roller, though, looks great. Just missed that little bush. Oh, that was pretty good. Anytime you can end up off the fairway at any point and walk away with a par is a success out here. And it looks like he'll clean that up. Dylan with the long birdie look.
Oh my gosh!
Dang! What an insane birdie. The super aggressive tomahawk play paying off, and the big putt.
I mean, that had to be,
that was 80-some feet
outside of circle 2. Just still a huge putt early in the round.
Big birdie. Yeah, as you see, Rhys kind of just has to dang near just pitch it up. I mean,
I tried.
Yeah, you tried, bud. And you failed, but I forgive you. Joey with the great cleanup. Not really getting punished for that super aggressive shot. And then Will with unfortunate bogey. Definitely not what you want to do early on.
Hey, Coltin. Hole number 4, par 3, 364 feet. Definitely reachable for these guys, but it is such a controlled shot. You don't want to pull it over to the right. And if you saw it off, you're headed into that left rough. It is just a nice flip up hyzer that pushes forward and then finishes right there at the end.
Yeah, this hole's definitely tricky. It's easy to throw a good line and just come up a little short and end up in the shrubs. This looks pretty good though. It looks driven. Oh, maybe a little too driven, but oh, the little bounce out. Saving him the hassle of having to crawl in there. That's a really good shot. See if Joey can match. Oh, a little early and catching the foliage. Now, whether that fought in or dropped on the edge is a big difference, because a lot of those shots will land on the edge, but if they bounce in there just a little bit, it is automatic bogey.
Yeah, it's so tough to get out of that left side. And Burriss never quite got it over. Took an unfortunate bounce in there.
Yeah, that's the miss I'm talking about. It's the right line. It just needed a little bit more power, a little bit more push. It's not far off being good, but the difference between good and bad is very slim on this hole. This is what I like to see. Pushing that right side just a tiny bit more. Soft little checkup, and that's perfect. A little bit of a weird roll, but to make it.
That's a great line. That's what you want to see off the tee there.
Textbook.
Joey does have an opening here, and
yeah,
so good with these sidearm up shots.
A little turnover berg. It's probably his specialty. Maybe even running the basket with this one a little bit. Psych, it's a berg. It's parked. Yeah, Rhys also getting fortunate not to go too far in there. Just pitching it up. That's really all you can do from there. Especially with this basket being on those two tires, slightly elevated. Not even worth messing with.
Oh, and Dylan looking at a birdie here. Looking to push his lead back out to 2. Does so nicely. That'll get him to double digits. First one to 10 down.
Starting off solid, just that one bogey, but no pars yet. Will does the same. Also, no pars. It's easy to do out here and back and forth. But good birdies nonetheless.
Chipping away at that red with a little more green for Will. Joey cleans up his par.
Same for Rhys. Now moving on to hole number 5. Super tough hole. As you can see, absolute corridor and super tight with a lot of very, very rough off the fairway. You kind of have two options here. You can try and push a driver up into this gap and then get yourself a more open and shorter upshot into the green, but bring a lot more risk off the tee. Or you can play something shorter and then try and go big on the second. I mean, there's danger all the way up the fairway. Nowhere is safe. Super tough. Looks like Dylan's going a little bit more aggressive here with the driver. Trying to flip it up. Just a little early. But favorable kick off that tree. That'll leave him in the fairway. You can birdie from there. You don't necessarily need to go big off the tee. It's just whether you like the danger on the tee shot or the upshot on this hole. Will taking that little bit safer play, but still ends up off the fairway. It might be the safer play, but it's not easy by any means.
This hole, a perfect example of what the narrows forces you to do a lot, and that's land the disc softly. Hit your gap, and then land softly. Every bit of it is just so tight. Joey never quite getting it over into that fairway.
Not getting the favorable balance either. Let's see if Rhys can stripe this one down there.
Slight turnover, soft landing.
That's a good shot. It's a golf shot. It's putting him in play.
A lot of work left to do, but in a good position to do it.
You don't need big distance. It's only 650. You could throw it 320 and have a 15-20 footer. What's just about placement.
Joey gonna try and bite off a little bit of this distance.
And that is actually a phenomenal shot. It may have not looked that difficult, but that was an amazing shot. From where he was, it's a tough par save, and he put himself in good position. Will, I think, is trying to get down there.
I think from where Will's at, you definitely can at least get to the mouth.
Oh, watch out. Oof, incoming. Lucky to not go super far in there. But he will stay on the edge. Probably just a little pitch up from there. What does Dylan got here?
Mid-range. Gonna turn it over.
That's his T-bird. Played with Dylan a decent bit, but it's been a minute since I've looked at his bag. This looks great, though, if it just flexes out. Oh, just the tiniest bit overturned.
Yeah, to access this green, you've got to hit a tiny little gap there. Anything close to that gap gives you a long putt.
Everybody just turning it over slightly. Getting a pretty solid bounce. That left side is a lot more favorable, a little thinner. So pretty fortunate to land over there. Joey going sidearm into the screen. Kind of surprised by this play, but I don't hate it. Joey's very proficient and accurate with the sidearm. Just turns it over a little bit. Oh, no love.
Not a great kick there.
He is in Narnia. It is not fun over there.
Will having to go to that patent pending to this gap. Short work left to do, so free routine for him there.
Textbook. Those are pretty important shots out here. You're going to have a lot of little upshots on the edge of the fairway, and you need to make them count. Dylan with the little sidearm pitch up. Should make do there. Now let's see Rhys here. A little bit thicker into the stuff, having to just kind of wrist it up there, but he does a good job of that.
Joey, there you go. Another tomahawk.
Oh, maybe. Reconsidering.
Oh, yeah, he's going to putt. Oh, no.
Looks like caught the last tree at that, but I mean, he still, even if he missed that tree, he was landing circle's edge short from the camera perspective. It looked like he didn't have much of a line, but man, what a bogey save.
Oh, no. Catches the top nub and dunks it.
Wow. No baskets are safe during this tournament, it seems. Everybody just left, right, 40, 50. Draining them.
Wow. I mean, you can't call bogeys good, but that's about as good of a bogey as you can take.
What? Whether it's a double or a triple or a single or a par, I mean, 50-footer is a 50-footer. That's a safe stroke for sure. But especially on a hole like this, imagine bogey's not losing a stroke to a whole lot of people.
Definitely a tough one. Dylan Rhys picking up really nice pars here.
Will also with the bogey.
Considering taking a pitch out stroke, he played the rest of the hole really nicely.
Yeah, it's about all you can do. I mean, you can't get too aggressive out here.
Hole number 6, par 3, 409 feet. This is a fun one. You're just trying to throw straight down this hill. Trouble on the right, trouble on the left.
Yeah, and it's decently downhill once you clear a little bit of distance, and the wind usually comes up this alleyway. So often there'll be a wind that's pretty sneaky. You can't feel. Dylan flipping it over, but leaving it high, which gives it a chance. No harm, no foul. Falls back out into the edge of the fairway.
We've got these bushes here off to the left, kind of forcing you to want to drift it out there to the right.
Looks good, just needs to hold. Looks like it's fading out a little bit early. That's a pretty solid collection zone. It's not the worst miss. If I were to say there was a miss on this hole, it's definitely pin high left. It's a lot thinner than everywhere else. Oh, Will catching a little bit of cabbage. It was a great line too. A decent bit of skip though. That's definitely within his range.
It looked like the disc dropped a little bit mid-flight, maybe a little bit of that sneaky wind like you're talking about.
Rhys really talking to that disc.
No help.
No help. He is in there. See what he's got. Dylan first to act. Should just be a pretty simple little jump putt up shot, but I mean, this green can get away from you.
Plays it pretty safe.
Yeah, maybe
Didn't mess with the elevation too much.
Yeah, maybe a little farther than you'd like, but I mean, still about 25 feet or so.
Rhys doing the same down there on a tee.
That's a little bit more like what you want to see.
Not trying to get himself in too much more trouble.
Exactly.
And even Will
give it a little bit of a run. I like that. He's hungry. He's trying to make up strokes. He's already fallen behind a little bit. Oh, hello, Joey.
Wow, he was far up.
Yeah, he pushed it much farther than I thought. It actually wasn't that bad of an out, but... Oh, no.
Yeah.
Just let it slip a little left. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, the screen's a little trickier than you think. You leave that putt 20 feet and end up taking a bogey.
Definitely
Stroke.
don't want to stress yourself out more than you need to. Leaving your up shots a little bit further out, giving yourself longer putts. There's going to be plenty of mental battles to fight out here today.
Oh, definitely. Will with a nice par. Should just be tap-ins for the rest. Yeah, Dylan dropping a stroke there. He pulled the 3 ahead, but Joey taking the par, getting one back. It's still definitely anybody's game. Rhys right there with him as well. Now on to hole 7, par 3, 270. Keeping that trend of super tight gap off the tee. This one bends from the left to the right though. Really ideal for that sidearm, a little bit of a flip up shot. Super touchy, very easy to miss the gap, and most of them seem to kick right into no man's land. Could see some stroke swings for sure. Everybody on the card though, pretty proficient with the sidearm. And there's that inside miss I'm talking about. They always seem to kick right, and it is not fun. My sidearm is terrible, so I know that landing spot the best.
Yeah, definitely.
And there it is again. I'm telling you, there's a disc magnet over there. You either land 20 feet away and pipe the gap, or you land there. I like this though. Joey able to disc down a little bit. Going with the A5, a little slower.
Nice and high, gives us time to drift over.
Oh, caught a little bit of the corner there. Definitely pulled it, but plenty good of a shot there. Leaving about circle's edge, 30 feet.
So the only one putting so far. Dylan looking to bounce back from that bogey.
This is definitely a very Dylan shot, too. He loves chopping into these little hyzers right here. Just, oh.
He goes inside.
Although I'm getting sneaky. Not a super open birdie look, but very fortunate to not end up where Will and Rhys are. As you see, Will just having to pitch back up to the middle. Not even really trying to get himself much of a look for par outside of a throw-in.
Yeah, there's not many places to go.
Rhys, though. Old cheeky hyzer line. Oh, boy.
Nicely done. Gets up onto the green. Is going to give himself a chance to save the par.
Very fortunate to have that gap. I mean, Will threw a pretty similar shot and had nothing.
And Will trying not to saw it off. Luckily makes it around that corner. Hopefully we'll just clean up a bogey here.
Dylan not far from the pin. Probably inside circle 2, but probably does not have a very direct line. Yeah, pretty much just a pitch out. I mean, that's this course for you. You can put it close, but you gotta land in the right spots.
Joey with a chance to make up a stroke here, and he takes it with the birdie here on hole number 7.
shark in the water. Joey's making up ground pretty quick. That's 2 strokes in a row. We've got ourselves a battle. It's fun to watch. Rhys to answer.
Nice par save. That is just a really nice. Great out. Great putt. Keeps himself in contention.
Will with the unfortunate bogey, but from where he landed, that's all he had, playing it, just conceding that stroke and pitching out. He said, I'm going to try and make up strokes on another hole.
Yeah, good work there out of Will. This is hole number 8, another par 3, 231 feet. Don't let the distance fool you. It's another tough shot where you have to execute your line. This is honestly one of my favorite holes on the course just because of the shot shape. I like the slow turning putter with the late flip. Some guys like that nice sidearm like Joey goes to.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the cooler par 3s, even though it seems pretty simple. Oh, kind of double negative there. Got a good kiss, but then also caught one of the Guardians. Definitely want to put it a little closer on a hole this simple, but also fortunate to not end up in the rough, because even though it's easier for this course, you can bogey. And that is kind of that landing zone that I was talking about. Joey could have easily ended up there. It's going to be tricky up and down from there. Oh, man. Oh, sneaking through, though.
But not the mistake you want to make is going inside on this one that already shapes towards that right side. So it's going to pull you into that rough over there. Want to get it out towards the left a little bit and let it drift towards the bucket.
That looks good. Just fade a little bit. Nice little check. Perfect.
Nicely done from Will. Gets up onto that mound, so really won't even have to deal with the elevated basket all that much.
Everybody with the sidearm also. I'm a surprise.
Surprising, yes.
But we have everybody on this card rather proficient with the sidearm, and yeah, tough spot.
Let's see how far he punched out there.
Not very, but just pitching it up, taking the bogey. Unfortunate spot to be. Yeah, Dylan, probably not very far from the pin either, but having to go tomahawk. Still well done from there. Should leave him a pretty simple par, which is not necessarily what you want, but out here you just gotta roll with the punches.
And Joey's got an outside chance at a birdie here. He's got to look. Leaves it a little high over that basket. A little bit of cleanup work, dude. Coming back.
Committed, though. I mean, Joey's looking solid.
Absolutely.
Definitely a scary guy to have on your heels. But Rhys, unfortunate bogey, but still hanging in there. It's anybody's game. You could easily have a 2, 3, maybe even 4 stroke swing out here. I mean, I've seen huge numbers on basically every hole out here, and it can happen in an instant.
Absolutely. Joey, easy work there for his par. And Will with the drop in. Beautifully executed shot there.
Making up a little bit of ground. Now on to hole 9, par 3, 285. This one is super tricky. You've got to push this one straight, bend it a little bit to the right here, while also keeping the height in check so that you don't throw it into that log. You want to bend it just right of this tree that we just passed and access this green. If you can make the gap, it's pretty smooth sailing from there, but there are 3 or 4 pretty crucial trees that are difficult to navigate.
Bill going with the sidearm again. Not a shot I'm used to seeing on this one. It's comfortable. Again, it gives you a sight line right into the gap. So
yeah, I honestly don't hate it. He's just trying to miss that one right and flip it up and land kind of right side, circle 1, but he just pushed it a little too straight. This is the more conventional shot. Not getting it over, though. You can sneak through there, though. Just left side of that tree. Sometimes they'll push their way up there, but gets caught up in the shrubs. He'll still have a putt.
Helen going to that backhand as well.
Dylan just jamming a fairway in there. Overturns it, but I actually don't hate that play of just powerhousing it in there, knowing you'll make the gap.
A ground play out here is definitely possible. So if you throw something into the ground, you've got a chance to scoot up there, do a little bump and run as long as you get it over that log that
that is
just bumped into.
That is the reason that log is there. So you can't just throw it into the ground and get the skip, because this hard pan dirt with the pine needles, get a solid ground play. Oof, Rhys.
Nice run.
I wouldn't be surprised with how things have been going if one of these guys made it.
Will next to act.
And thought he had it. I thought I called it.
And these guys are definitely committing to their putts, leaving them chain high. Dylan probably having to go with a slight ante here out of the hand.
Definitely.
Flat putt.
Good line, just a tiny bit low. Joey, our last chance at the birdie. Surprising nobody really got up there close, but it can happen. See if he can stick it.
Oh,
just right side. Definitely want to get one there if you're Joey.
Yeah, if you're on that left side rough, it's a pretty good chance you don't have a ton of room to work your arm or your legs.
Yeah, definitely tough look for sure, but definitely want to capitalize on those opportunities. Still only one back, though.
Everyone just cleaning up for par at this point.
Definitely a little surprised, but you never know. They might start frame the hardest hole, and they might all bogey the easiest hole, because the easy holes are still hard. Get that pine cone out of there.
Joey, the last one, doing the dirty work, cleaning it up.
And that is it for the front nine. Got Joey and Wooten at 1 down. Rhys sitting at even. Will at 2 over. Back of the card, but it's anybody's game. And then again, who knows what's going on with the rest of the field. But come back for the front nine. Got more. Back nine. Got more action coming. Frick.
Fair.